question is about my final college list. College list is fun, and I think it's also probably one of the most, if not the most difficult part of the process, because there are over 3,000 colleges in the United States alone. And when there are over 3,000 colleges and you've got to work it down to your personal, 8 favorites, that's kind of a big job, and I think it's a little bit scary for kids. I think your final college list should have 6 to 10 schools, no more than 10. Listen to me, America. No more than 10 schools, please. You are killing yourselves. You are killing your teachers. It's just not necessary. 7 and 8 is really the target number. Those are great numbers. I think 6 is a nice low and 10 is an absolute max. After that, you get, diminishing quality, diminishing rate of returns. You can only churn out excellent essays for so many schools. You really can't do that for crazy numbers like 14. There are 3 categories for doing a college list. You got your safety, you got your mid-range, and you got your reach. And I don't think you should cut out any of those categories. You should certainly not cut out your safety schools. I think the vast majority of kids end up going to school in their mid-range category, so make sure that's an attractive one. And don't cut out your reach schools. I mean, apply to 2 or 3 reach schools. Why not? What have you got to lose? I tend to build out the middle category because I think that's where you're going to have and want the most choices. If you have a top-heavy list, beware, because you will have fewer choices when you have a top-heavy list. And this is really difficult for parents because parents want kids to apply to those, parents often want kids to apply to those same 100 schools that everyone in America talks about and hears about all the time. But there are a lot of quality institutions out there whose names are not as obvious and evident to you. So I would just encourage you to make your search a little bit broader. Do not fall in love in the reach category. That is a surefire recipe for tears. I've seen it many a time, okay? People accepting 7 and 9% of applicants, you do the math. I think it's also important that your parents and your guidance counselor approve your college list, because a guidance counselor will be able to tell you, whoa, you're not aiming high enough, or whoa, this list is way too top-heavy, based on your particular scores and your particular GPA. So your parents are always going to look at you and say, oh, but she's our little baby, she's just amazing, of course she belongs at, Dartmouth. You kids are in high school every day, you know who's getting in where and who's not, and so you kind of can know where you stack up. You need to be wise about that college list, and you need to educate your parents. So I think it's really important that you protect your heart and your future by designing this list really well on the front end, and you want to design that wisely and just make sure it has balance across the 3 categories, and you should be safe.